This pisses me off because I used to stream 5 to 6 hours, but that was before I even had my youngest one, and now it's like, haha,
Time is gone.
I want to feel old.
Back when I didn't have a job, I used to do like 8-hour streams on average. Just the life of a college student. Let's see.
Like, you're younger than me by how many now?
Well, I'm 23, so I think that's like 13 years. Yeah.
Yeah. I miss going to college, but at the same time, I don't miss it because it was so chaotic for me.
I hate school.
Oh, I hated school, but some okay. So it's funny. I was bullied my whole school life, right? I get to college, I became popular.
Yo.
Like what the fuck?
A whole turnaround.
Exactly. It was so weird because then I had girls and boys hitting up me and people looking for me and stuff, and I was like, "What the fuck? Leave me alone."
I was
I
never the.
literally got asked out by two girls once, and I was like, "Huh?"
Oh my gosh. The Riz Lord.
Well, that's the thing. Like people were like, "Oh, hey, and people, this person was looking for you. Do you know them? I don't fucking know them. Well, they were looking for you." And I was like, So every day always had someone looking for me, and it got to a point that I would just hide. Like,
They
I
wanted
don't
to
know
be
you, don't
with you.
interact with me.
You got your popular phase late.
Exactly. It was so weird.
See, I wasn't a popular kid, but I just knew everybody, and I was able to put myself in any group. I was like a chameleon. So everybody knew me, and I knew everybody, and I would just be cool with everybody. But I wasn't popular though. I don't think that started happening till like 7th grade, all the way up to college.
Hmm.
I got I got bullied in elementary school, and then one time in middle school. But I said fuck that to both of those, and I never got bullied again.
I beat up my bully. The problem is I got kicked out from
I
school
hate
for
that.
beating the crap out of my bully. I was so pissed off because I had dealt with her for kindergarten to 5th grade, and
Mm.
they never did anything. And I got so fed up that I finally beat the crap out of her and her two other companions. And what's more hilarious is that I get kicked out in 5th grade, right?
Right.
Go to another school from 6 to 9, and then on 10th grade, I met my partner, who, look and behold, is the ex of my bully.
Oh, the tea.
And she's still scared of me, by the way.
Oh my god.
She's still scared of me because the thing is that I'm training kickboxing. I have done taekwondo and kickboxing. So
Mm.
when I got so pissed off at her, I still remember grabbing her arm and sending her flying.
Oh my
Grabbing that
gosh.
arm that was on the floor, pressing against the arm, and pulling her. So you can imagine that whole section ended up really bad.
Mm.
She lost skin.
He left their mark on her. Hell
I
yeah.
did. And it's funny because when my partner tried to present me to her, she saw my face, went fully blank, and we're like, no, 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 bye, bye, bye. And that's the thing I had to tell him, like, oh wait, who is she? Well, she's a friend of mine, but we used to go out together. Oh, that's your ex? And then also he's like, do you know her? Oh yeah, that's my ex bully that beat the crap out of her. And I got kicked out of the school because of her.
I'm sure that was a fun conversation.
She would not do that. Like, well, then ask her why she just run away. It was so funny that after a while she did agree that, yeah, I beat the crap out of her.
Yeah, I just beat her ass, you know? I gotta blow my nose again.
Okay, you need to see this. You're gonna laugh your ass off. You're gonna laugh so bad. This was during the Black VTuber Awards, by the way.
Alright. What is it? Let me see. Let's see. Ba, 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 da, 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 da.
Yeah, I'm gonna post the video on. I swear it's the rape. What?
Whoa!
What? Ah! What?
Great googly boogly.
Before my very eyes. What transpired before my very eyes?
Where's Sister
What
Sprinkling?
took place before my very eyes?
What's going on?
What happened before my very?
Why did they get so big?
No idea.
Whoa.
And it was annoying because during the whole Black VTubers Award, after that, okay, they became normal, but they were still sprinkling.
Hey yo. Well, if you want to leave an impression on everybody, there you go. Now, I gotta make sure to drink a lot of water. Here we go. An, would you like to voice act with me?
Ali, I will have to pass because I have to start going already downstairs to eat.
Ah, okay.
But you're promising me that you're eating, right?
Yes. My food has been confirmed.
Okay, good.
Chapter 3. The Adventure of the Runaway Room. I don't know what's going to happen in this one.
Runaway room. I read the title.
Yeah.
Glancing over my records of the late last century, I am faced by the events of a certain bitter winter.
Okay.
A murder in a carriage as it sped through dense London fog in the dead of night. Though the victim and the perpetrator were the only ones inside, there were multiple witnesses to
Carriage.
the crime
No one
itself.
cannot find who's
Hmm.
the perpetrator.
However, None could have imagined at the time that such a seemingly obvious case as
Am I gonna
this
get accused of this crime again?
would end in such a horrendous manner.
You always scared.
My friend, Mr. Herlock
So, well,
Sholmes,
before you have
once
nothing.
said of the incident.
Because it's happened twice now. The first two cases I had to defend myself.
The beginning of a long concerto that impressive Japanese student and I were to play
Let me talk to
together.
you, Fiona.
Oh, cutscene.
Amazing. Is this really just a railway station?
Railway station or not, I've never seen such an enormous building before.
And look at all the steam locomotives. This country is incredible.
There's always that much for in Japan, or back then there wasn't.
Hmm.
Like, look at the locomotives. I think in Japan there was a lot too, right?
Oh, this is England.
Like I'm dreaming.
Like we just arrived in England.
This is the capital of Great Britain.
So, where to?
Oh,
He just
hello.
put down his stuff in
Climb aboard.
front
I'll
of.
take you wherever you want to go.
In that case, the Supreme Court in Whitehall, if you wouldn't mind.
My pleasure.
My pleasure.
I suppose you're visiting students from abroad, eh?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Thought so. Well then, I hope you enjoy your stay. And welcome to the center of the
Oh,
world.
kid did all of that for free.
Britain's
That's
mighty
BS.
capital, London.
Oh, I should catch you up on. So the plot right now is our best friend died who was going to be a lawyer, and he was coming in for the study tour here. That was case 2. So we solved that case, caught the girl who did it, and we were going to get sent back to Japan because no one was going to be able to be the lawyer for the study tour here. So our character, wait, can I put the, yes I can. Our character Ryunosuke, he decided that he's going to take part of it instead. So we're going to fake it till we make it to become real lawyers.
Oh wow.
And this is our assistant right here. Sue. Alright. These notifications, get out of here. Okay. Notifications are clear. There we go. 18th February, 9:21 a.m. British Supreme Court Lord Chief Justice's office. Wow. This is quite fancy for an office.
See, for the time that they're supposedly are representing, let's be honest.
This is way too advanced for our time.
Exactly.
What an incredible place. It's so imposing. It's almost suffocating. This place is breathtaking. Looks like a fortress. There are some stone buildings like this in Japan now, of course. But they've only been built in a few short decades since we opened our borders to the outside world. An authentic example like this has quite a different impact, wouldn't you agree? A far cry from the wood and paper most of our buildings are constructed from. It's certainly unfamiliar. But I think there's more to the differences than just construction materials, like... Wait, are we inside the clock tower? What is this place again? This is the Lord Chief Justice's office, Naruhodo-san, in the Supreme Court of Great Britain. The Lord Chief Justice. We had instructions to report here at this time if circumstances were different. We were supposed to let the Lord Chief Justice know that we had arrived from Japan. But Kazuma can't. No. So, instead, we are here in a different capacity. As envoys, to report the news of Kazuma-sama's death. Yes. And having delivered his or her message, an envoy's duty is done. So, we'd have to return to Japan. If we want to remain here in Great Britain, I have to take Kazuma's place as the law student selected for the study tour. Yeah, there you go. Thank you for the recap, game. Yes. Which means you need the requisite qualifications as a lawyer. Which is what I've been studying for. Here in Great Britain, it is the Lord Chief Justice who appoints lawyers. So that's the second reason why we're here. To have you officially recognized as a lawyer. It's the only way that we'll be able to remain here in London. I hope I'm up to scratch. Ah, good morning. Sorry to keep you. Oh wait, I should make myself bigger now. It's a different game, let me see. And come over here, this side. Okay. Oh! That is a fancy man. That is a fancy man right there. Hold on.
It kind of reminds me of Mega Man people.
What a figure. Alright, what okay. I trust you aren't too exhausted after your long voyage from Japan. It seems I'm 1 hour, 12 minutes, and 47 seconds late. My apologies.
Yeah, they do follow that.
Oh, no, don't mention it. We're never happier than when we're standing around with nothing much better to do. How fortunate. So, introductions. I am Male Strongheart, Lord Chief Justice of the British Empire.
Okay, wait.
Pausing.
Why is it every time that it's a retained person? Or let's say the manguas and stuff like that. Strongheart is one of the most last names that I hear.
For real?
Well, Full Metal Alchemist, Strongheart. Also in every single anime. Whenever they go with like British people or people from Europe, Strongheart.
I haven't noticed that trend. Maybe I haven't seen enough in animes. I haven't seen that name enough. Cause there isn't really much British people.
And I was like, oh my god, how many now?
Ugh. And I feel like a little mouse under an elephant's foot. Come on, Mr. Naruhodo. Don't be a mouse. Oh, it's not to meet you, Lord Chief Justice Strongheart. I'm Ryunosuke Naruhodo from the Empire of Japan. Well, Mr. Naruhodo. Welcome to London, the capital of our glorious British Empire.
Holy shit.
Yeah, this guy is... His stare is getting me with this pose.
It literally reminds me of Full Metal Alchemist right now.
Yes, thank you. He is one for the theatrics, we see.
Don't let him take off his shirt.
Oh my gosh. Let's look around the room first. Let's look at this. Let's look at the books. Just look at all the naughty books packed together on these shelves. They go from floor to ceiling.
That will be heaven for me.
And they're all books that you couldn't hope to come by in Japan. It's like a dream. Yeah. A very bad dream.
Well,
They're not
wait,
all
I
about
like
British
reading.
law either. I do like reading too. I need to get back into reading. I think I need a Kindle. Or like a audio books or something.
I say no, don't do Kindle as someone who had a Kindle. Just get an iPad. It's multi-use.
There are books about all the judicial systems of other Western nations. France, Germany, Spain, Holland. What about Russia?
Yeah.
Why do you ask? I was wondering about asking the Lord Chief Justice about how you say wardrobe in Russian. What do you think? Oh, that was a key clue in last case.
Okay.
I think perhaps it's a thought best abandoned. Look at these armors. Look at these menacing metal giants facing each other across the room. I believe they're... Yes, they're suits of armor. Oh, right. I thought maybe they were like the lion dogs we have in Japan guarding the shrine gates. No, not at all. In fact, in Europe, suits of armor like these are always possessed by evil spirits, you know?
Oh.
And they roam around in the middle of the night. Bloodborne?
What?
Hello? Dark Souls?
Why are we playing then?
This doesn't seem like the right game.
Exactly.
Really? Is there nothing you don't know, Miss Sato? This book tells me everything I need to know about everything. If you're
Well, I'm
ever
worried
unsure,
that book
just
could've had-
ask. You might have the wrong information there. Where did she get that incredible tone? Let's look at these cogs. Look at that.
What?
I said cogs. Cogs. C-O-G.
I heard something else.
No. I said cogs.
Okay.
Is this some kind of clock? Actually, I think we might be inside some... Bleh. I think we might be inside some sort of giant clock. But those gears are larger than anything you find on a steam locomotive even. It's eerie. Do you think clocks are some sort of hobby of his? The Lord Chief Justice, I mean? Well, boys do enjoy fiddling around with machines, don't they? Not this! I'm not sure you could fiddle with cogs that size. I'm certain you couldn't call him a boy. I said cogs.
I just said cops.
Still, it's amazing how little noise the cogs make, considering how large they are. There's actually something quite soothing about their precise rhythm. Look at that chair. Luxurious.
A lot.
It looks like an altar, like when you walk up the stairs to the altar. That type thing. This must be the Lord Chief Justice's desk. I believe it's made of marble. Looks more like an over-the-top tombstone that's toppled over me. I think that's your fanciful imagination at work again, Mr. Naruhodo. It feels like everything that's normally made of wood and paper at home is made of bricks and stone here. Yeah, that's just an advanced society for you.
Yep. Now, who's the advanced society?
In this world, in this time period and world, Great Britain is.
No, but for us, it's Japan is what I mean.
Oh yeah, but right now Japan is. We need to get like that. I know. That's why this place feels so overbearing, I'm sure. What's next? What's next? Books. Okay. Let's talk to Mr. Strongheart here. Oh, wait, actually.
He needs to strike a pose.
Oh, I don't have my badge anymore. An armband I inherited from Kaz. It identifies the wearer as a defense lawyer throughout the trial. Aww. London. So, what are your impressions of our capital so far? How do you like London? Oh, well, help. I've been so nervous ever since I got here. I can't remember a single thing about the city. It'd be like that. It's simply splendid, isn't it, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh. We had a wonderful view of some London streets from the carriage on the way here from the station. Everything is so impressive and grand. I must say, I'm almost lost for words. I'm glad to hear you like it. The city boasts tramways, piped water and gas, even cables supplying electricity. We spearhead every revolutionary new technology in the world. Every visitor to London is astounded. Oh yes, astounded is the word. Thanks for saving me, Sue. W Wingman, Wingwoman. And everyone seems so jolly and full of vigor. Yes. There's much excitement about the upcoming great exhibition we will be hosting here in London. Exhibition? Oh. Cultural and technological achievements from around the globe are to be exhibited here in our grand city. It will be the greatest spectacle of its kind in history. It will make Paris's World Fair look like a toy shop.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Okay. Gosh, I can hardly imagine how magnificent it's going to be. Great Britain's capital city is nothing but magnificent. London is the center of the modern world. I mean, I guess you can say that with a lot of confidence. I guess you can. Even if you do say so yourself. The sun will never set on our great empire.
Oh, wait, what?
What?
Oh. Isn't that a saying in Japan? Why are you trying to go with that?
Is that shade? Do you throw shade?
It is just shade. That was a shade.
Perhaps it is fate that in these progressive times, we welcome visitors from the land of the rising sun.
See?
Okay. Lord Chief Justice. LCJ. I think you were expecting a student of law for this study tour, weren't you? Absolutely. A Mr. Kazuma Asogi, if my memory serves. That's right. The British government has already been telegraphed a full report on the situation. I understand the young man lost his life aboard the steamship bound for our shores. Y'all got the information quick? Okay. That's amazing.
That was fast.
The news reached him before we even arrived. My country naturally extends its deepest condolences to yours. Oh, thank you. And you honored this appointment specifically to inform me of the news? Yes. The more I look at him, the more he looks like he belongs in a Pokemon game, like as one of the gym leaders.
Don't tell me the how do you say it? Spanglish, Jenny, Spanglish. I'm having a moment here.
Spanglish, let's go.
Oh God, facial hair. What's the name? The beard. The beard. There you go.
Yeah,
I
the
thought we
beard.
were going to say the beard.
The sideburns and the beard.
Yeah.
It's the hair. It's his hair too. Like he just seems like he belongs in a Pokemon game.
The eyes too, because look at the style of the eyes.
Yeah. Very sharp. We are here in the capacity of envoys from Japan to report the sad news in person. They tell me you Japanese are a people of protocol and courtesy, and I see that it's true. And it is with some regret that I must inform you that the death of the young lawyer means this study tour arrangement can no longer proceed. If you would just hear us out, Lord Strongheart. What do you have to say, madam? It's about the study tour. Mr. Naruhodo here would like to make a proposal. Would he now? Well, Mr. Naruhodo, I don't like how he's staring at me. It stole me off. This is it. The moment of truth.
I understand he's supposed to have like blue eyes, but those eyes look lifeless right now.
Yeah, it's like he's soulless with this stern look on his face. I know we might have to catch him in one of these cases. He might be a criminal in one of these cases. Who knows?
Oh, no, don't say.
Just something's off about him. Continuing the study tour. The thing is, Lord Justice, Lord Strongheart, I was wondering if perhaps you would consider allowing the study tour to go ahead. Don't misunderstand me. Britain would ideally like to see the tour go ahead. But without a lawyer from your country, there's nothing to be done.
Oh no.
Well, in that case, what if there was someone else? Another lawyer from Japan, I mean. Is there something I don't know?
Why did you take that out? Oh God, why? Oh God. I almost choked on my burger.
I feel like he's gonna whip me.
Exactly. I'm like, wait. We're on the wrong place.
Is there something I don't know? You want to tell me?
I'm not putting myself in 4 legs, thank you.
Oh my gosh. Only a single lawyer was invited to Great Britain from your country. And that was Mr. Asogi. At least, that is what I've been led to understand. Well, the thing is, this really isn't going well at all. I can't seem to find the right words to say to this man. Mr. Naruhodo, please help me.
Again?
Ryu, please. I could ruin things here if I'm not careful. What am I going to say? If there's someone else here from Japan who could be described as a lawyer, it's actually there's no one. Well, you know what? I'm gonna pick that option. I'm gonna pick that option. Actually, there's no one. For the memes, let's go. It's only been 40 days since Kaz died. And yes, I've studied as hard as I possibly could. But can I really stand before this terrifying man and claim that I can do the job? Sorry, I don't know what I was thinking. Of course, only one lawyer. The silent stare. Oh my gosh. But I'm not sure I can stand before this terrifying woman and claim that I can't. I'll end up upside down on the floor if I do that. Oh yeah. She likes to throw people. Not that I'm scared of a suicidal take time, of course, but perhaps I could change my answer. It's me. I can do it. There you go, Rhea.
Me, Dio.
Kono Dio da. Is that so?
People just stick down. Good. People just stick down.
We are in London. We can make JoJo references. I mean, I don't actually have any qualifications as such, but no qualifications, you say? And yet you still claim to be a lawyer? I have acted as a lawyer in court before. Only once, as it happens. And I had cause to help me, and I was accused, but glossing over the details. I've been spending every spare moment on the journey here to Great Britain studying. I've learned all about British law and court proceedings while I was on the SS Burya. The voyage from Japan is some 50 days, I believe. Not what you might call a full education. To become a qualified lawyer here in Britain, not only do you need a university degree in law, you must also complete several years of training. I realize it's far too short a period of time, yes, but I can't just go back to Japan. Kazuma, Mr. Sogi's journey had only just begun. Coming here on his study tour was all he thought about. I have to carry on and do everything he planned to.
Legacy.
I know it must sound like I have an overly inflated opinion of myself, but I would do anything to prove that I have what it takes. Any test you care to set on me. Just one chance. That's all I'm asking for. Please. 31 seconds. Huh? Sorry? Your opening statement there, Mr. Naruto. It was 31 seconds long. Not too brief, not too protracted. A perfectly judged appeal, I would say. Which is a skill that would stand you in good stead as a lawyer. Oh. Thanks. So, you're willing to put those words to trial, are you? Well, I'm all for entertainment. Huh? Well, let me ask you one thing first, sir. Yes? You say you intend to do everything Mr. Asogi planned to do. Are you firmly set on that path? Well, yes. That's my intention.
You need to
I
sing
see.
the Pokemon song.
Hmm?
You gotta sing the Pokemon song. Say, I'm gonna be my very best.
Yes.
And whenever.
I wanna be the very best. Oh, whatever it was.
Bow, 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 bow.
Did you hear that song, Strawheart? Am I imagining things? Or did his expression just alter a fraction there all of a sudden?
Hold the timing.
Very well. You have your wish. I'll give you a chance. A test to become a specially certified lawyer. Whether you pass or fail is entirely down to you. Really?
I mean,
I'll take it. So, what form would a test take exactly? Tell me, Mr. Naruhodo. What do you consider the role of a lawyer to be? Well, defending people, of course. Well said. So, let's have you defend someone. Huh? Thank you, Ryu. Your timing is perfect, in fact. There's an apt trial about to begin later today. No advocate has been appointed for the defense as of yet, so this will be welcome news. Today?
Good.
You want me to defend someone today? Straight away? If you manage to secure a verdict of not guilty, you'll have passed my test. What could be simpler? How do I get myself in these situations? Well, could I ask what sort of trial it is, Mr. Lord Strongheart? Yes. Good question. I remember.
I forgot to.
It took me a second. It's a murder trial. A murder? An extremely simple case, I understand. You really can't lose. Bro,
That's bullshit.
that's easy to say. I just arrived to your country, what do you mean? But I should mention, just in case, if the defendant is found guilty, he will of course be sentenced to capital punishment. Capital punishment? He'll be put to death? Here in Great Britain, murderers are sent to the gallows without exception. Oh. Presumably, you've read that much in your short C-based introduction to British law. We can't possibly agree to such a test. We would be toying with a man's life. I am the Lord Chief Justice, and I've decided it's acceptable. What I say goes. But you can't do that. Can you? There's no need to overcomplicate this. All you have to do is ensure that you don't lose. So the defendant may live or die, depending on how well I perform in court. Way to put on the pressure. If I lose, he'll be hanged. Oh, that's right, they did do hangings back then.
Yeah.
Mr. Naruhodo, you've come to me claiming to be a lawyer. If you want me to take you seriously, you need to prove you're willing to do a lawyer's job. And you say you intend to see through the will of your compatriot, Mr. Asogi. I would like to understand just how far you're willing to go in order to make that happen. He's testing my resolve. What's the matter? You've fallen silent. Answer the challenge. We got to. I'm sorry, but time is pressing. The trial begins shortly. I need an answer from you now. What's it to be? What do I say? Do I agree to this absurd test? I'll do it. Fuck it. Alright then. If I have to give you a decision now, whoa! You cut me off, Ryu? My answer... come on, Ryu, come on. I can't do it. I can't get the words out. 15 seconds. Your decision-making needs work if you want to be a lawyer. That was too slow. So, it's as I suspected, is it? Sorry? You have noble intentions, but lack the resolve to see them through. He's saw through you. The test is cancelled. Thank you for stopping by. Go and acquire your ticket for passage back to the east tomorrow. This conversation is over. Yes, Lord Strongheart. Damn. Thank you for offering me a chance. Mr. Naruhodo. I'm sorry, Misu, but what could I do? It's alright. I understand. You do? It's not an easy decision to choose whether to defend a man in these circumstances. But resolve has absolutely nothing to do with it. What are you trying to say, madam? I like how he brings his cane out every time. Like he's about to whip someone. I think what Miss Susato means is that no matter how badly I like to be recognized as a lawyer and stay here in Great Britain, to risk another man's life by treating his one and only chance at a trial so trivially would be utterly unforgivable. And I feel exactly the same way. I'm sure the defendant won't see this trial as a test, as some kind of experiment. A lawyer may fight for his clients in court day after day, but for each one of his clients, the particular day they stand in the dock. Oh,
You're such a silly baka. Like, why do you gotta be such a silly baka? Silly little
Jin Makito, thank you for following, appreciate it. Welcome, welcome.
silly baka.
Hope you enjoyed my voice acting. The particular day they stand in the dock may be the only chance they have to fight to prove their innocence. No, I was wrong. I'm not qualified to do that job yet. Sorry for wasting your precious time, Lord Chief Justice. Wait, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh, is there something else? It's approximately 20 minutes by carriage to the Old Bailey from here. If you leave immediately, you should still be there in time. But I just said that I was quite serious in what I told you. Don't mind me. I'm just going around the TMM server following everybody. Oh, you're from that. Oh, you're from Melon Mafia. Okay, hey, welcome.
Nice. Welcome.
I was quite serious in what I told you. The defendant in this case has literally no one to advocate for him. What? At this point, he can't hope to find someone to represent him. The trial will begin without a defense. And if that happens, there's only one possible outcome. He will receive the most severe sentence the judge can pass down. But that's awful. But that is the truth. Why does it have to be like this? Please don't expect an answer to every question. Well, don't... The cold, hard truth of the matter is that there is only one person now with a chance to save this man from a very miserable end. And that is you. I'm really his only hope? So, what do you say now, madam? Me? What do you mean, Lord Starkheart? You said it wasn't an easy decision to choose whether to defend a man in these circumstances. And I agree. But in my estimation, it is purely and simply a matter of resolve. Oh. Our time is up here. I have a meeting to attend. I must leave in 2 minutes and 16 seconds. You are very precise with your timing. So, venture into our great city and enjoy yourselves.
But he did got late, by the way.
He did get here late. He's gone. As sus as he is, I do like him. The Old Bailey. What are you gonna do? If we're gonna do this, Mr. Naruhodo, we must leave at once. Yeah. Let's go. The office of Lord Chief Justice Strongheart, in Great Business City. Its grand stone architecture and the echoey tick of the vast cogwheels send it an air of authority. London's highest criminal court with an illustrious past, the Old Bailey. This is where I'm to take my test and prove my worthiness as a lawyer. Oh. Ah. I can already feel the intensity building. Oh
I was
boy.
staring at you.
This is going to be a wild trial, isn't it? Alright. 18th February, 9:45 a.m. The Old Bailey. Defense antechamber. Oh, thank goodness. We're in time. There's still 15 minutes until the trial begins. Whew. I never knew a horse-drawn carriage could go so fast. Thought my teeth were gonna rattle loose. Did you hear what I said to the driver when we climbed aboard? Get us to our destination in 5 minutes, driver. And there's a guinea in it for you. A guinea? What? It's one of my favorite lines from the Erglass Strom stories, and it worked quite perfectly. Don't use that clown's works. I'm not sure why you're so pleased. I thought we were going to die. And we had to pay gold for the privilege. Well, at least we arrived here before the trial started. Yeah, I suppose there's that. Anyway, I don't understand it. The court clerk said the defendant should be here. But there's no sign of him at all. Yeah, where's our client at? So this is the Old Bailey. Even this room for defendants is to wait in is grand. Are you alright, Mr. Naruhodo? I'm feeling tense, that's all. This place gives me the same sense of foreboding that I remember from the Supreme Court in Japan. An oppressive air. Almost as if the building itself is going to crush whoever's about to be sentenced. It was like only yesterday that I was the one about to be crushed. Yeah. Whoever the man you're defending is, I imagine he's feeling very alone at the moment.
See how
Top
that
of
goes.
the morning to you, ladies. My name is Jack the Swapdie. Sir. Oh. Alright.
Willy Wonka.
Willy Wonka? We said the same thing.
Oh, Jinx, you want me a soda?
Damn. We had the same thought. What voice do I give you? Okay. What are you doing there? Wait. What are you doing? Following me here? Things are fair desperate, are they? Sorry? Would you look at those expressionless faces from the East, Yarsus? From Japan, yeah. Ah, Japan, is it? Right, cinema. So, how much do you need? How much do we need? No, we're just here because... No need to explain, fella. I've been there myself, so I have. No place to go, nothing to eat, barely a penny to your name. I just
You're not a
I just went full Irish.
You did.
I think it fits though. I think it fits. Hold on. And all while in a strange faraway land. Well, actually, we haven't found a place to stay yet, no. Tis grand. Let me start by giving you 1,000 guineas. Say nothing now. 1,000 guineas? Please, Mr. Sato, you don't have to shout. But 1,000 guineas is enough to build an entire mansion in the most prestigious area of Tokyo. Oh, that's right, the exchange rate. What? Tis nothing to me at all. I like to ensure that I have sufficient funds to weather a rainy day, you see. I have enough wealth to buy the city of London, or 2-3 times over. Could that much rain even fall in one day? Well, even so, we couldn't possibly accept such a large sum of money. Listen, Ryu, I'm not you. Give me the money. Oh, hey! That hit me in the eye. That was cool. That hit me in the eye. Don't get me wrong, fella. I'm not giving it to you, no strings attached. I'll be wanting you to do something for me. Oh? To be honest, it's a little embarrassing. The trial that's about to begin, you see, is for me good self here. I be in the dark. So now, what I want you to do is come along with me and stand there beside me. Officially, you be my lawyer. But that's just a little detail now. Oh, well, thing is, well, we were already going to do that. Don't worry a thing. All you have to do is stand up dead next to me. Nothing more. Otherwise, you see, the trial's going to start without me having any kind of representation at all. So it was true. The Lord Chief Justice wasn't just making it up. Now, why wouldn't any defense lawyers want to defend you? I'm terribly sorry to have to ask, but does that mean you're the defendant in this trial? Bluster and Brazes, do you not know who I am? Me, one of London's biggest names. No, sorry. You've only just arrived in the city, you see. I see. Suppose it's all done. Whoa. I suppose it is altogether impossible. Well, just next to Hyde Park, there in the center of London, is another beautiful park. Sorry. A park? What? This is called Me Gilded Park. Full of blossoming flowers in the spring and singing birds and whatnot. I donated it to the city, so I did. An entire park? In central London? You rich. A city of smiles. That's my vision for London. There's nothing Magnus McGilded wouldn't do for the city, and it's quite odd, people. McGilded. Magnus McGilded. That's amazing. I mean, really extraordinary. But Now they've got the gall to say I'm a now they've the gall to say I'm a good-for-nothing criminal. Me, Magnus McGilded. What is the matter with the London police? I ask ye. Alright. Don't pass out. Mr. Naruhodo. Perhaps now would be a good time to introduce ourselves, while the gentleman catches his breath. Good idea. Oh, golly. Mr. McGilded? The thing is, we're actually here in London to study British law. We're law students, on a study tour from Japan, you see. So, if you don't have a lawyer for the trial yet, and you'd be happy to put yourself in our hands, we'll do our best. What was I saying? What was I after? What was I after saying? You'd have to jit. I've given you 1,000 guineas to stand up there next to me, haven't I? Well, yeah, but I wasn't really offering just to stand up there next to you. Oh, I think I see what's going on here. Sorry? I know what you're thinking. This chancha of a fella claims to have more money than the queen. But if that's true, why the blazes can't he hire the finest lawyer in all of London? Because he did it. That's the only explanation. Okay, it's back. Let me grab my food. I will be right back.
Willy Wonka is really staring the hell out of me.
I have returned. Oh boy. Nala has entered the room. Because I brought my food in here. All right. Well. What's happening? Hold on. History. Oh yeah, no. We're not here for that. We're not here for that.
What?
We're not trying to steal your riches, sir. Not at all. Although it is a little strange, to be honest. Oh, welcome back on. Why you don't have a lawyer, I mean? That would be the fault of the Reaper. The Reaper? Jack the Ripper? Did you just say Reaper? Aye. The Grim Reaper of the Bailey. Lord Barak von Zeeks. He's the prosecutor. The prosecutor is the Grim Reaper? When Van Zeeks stands for the prosecution, they call the accused his sacrificial lambs. And to this day, in every single trial in which he's been the prosecutor, the accused has been damned. What? So, it's really a desperate situation, where there's no one willing to stand in defense against the fella at all. You could say he's a living legend of the Old Bailey. Goodness. Lord Barak von Zeeks. He must be an exceptionally talented prosecutor then. And he's about to take his first L. What's up? Talented is the word you're looking for, madam. It's cursed. Cursed? What on earth? The defendant is summoned in his counsel. You leaving again? There you go. There you go. Come into the room just to leave, of course. Please make your way into the courtroom. The trial is about to begin. His counsel. Nope. That would be me. Oh, 'tis time. Well then, fella, don't let me down. But I don't know anything about the case. You haven't told me what happened. Until you showed your face here, I'd made up me mind. There we go. I'd made up me mind, so I had. Sorry? Oh, I decided I have to defend myself in it. How would that have worked? But then, you made an appearance. A student of law, wouldn't you know? It's no accident. I can assure you that 'tis fate. So then get cold feet now, please. What did you do? What are they accusing you of? Well, it's a murder trial, of course, but I literally know nothing about the case or about this man who stands accused. We're fucked. In fact, the only thing I do know is that I can't just turn my back on him. Ah, this is our test. Mr. Naruhodo? The man has no one. He'll have to stand alone in that courtroom, armed with nothing to defend himself. Yes, something that Kazuma would have never allowed to happen. Counsel for the defense, what are you doing? If you're late to the start of the trial, you will lose your right to stand. I'll be right there. Let's lock in. We gotta do this. We gotta do this. It's happening then. My first trial in a British court. I hope you're watching over me, cuz. Because I have no idea how I'm gonna manage this. Listen, okay, listen. Listen, Ryu.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
this guy self-stabs himself so much.
I know. Listen, Ryu, you have me behind you, and you have An behind you. It's a... Whoa. Fancy courtroom.
Always fancy. What the heck?
18th February, 10 a.m. The Old Bailey courtroom. Whoa, 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 what's going on? Why are there 6 people up there? So this is the highest court in Great Britain. The Old Bailey. The centuries of history in this place is palpable, isn't it? So different to the Supreme Court in Japan. It feels both imposing and serene at the same time. The atmosphere almost makes words redundant. Whatever the country, determining a person's guilt or innocence is always a solemn affair. May I say something, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh, yeah, what? Your eyes look ready to pop out of your head again. Fuck, bro. I know, but I just can't help it. Vampire? Dio? Oh my god, I have to come up with more voices. Oh my, okay. And the air. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. We are here today to determine the guilt or innocence of Mr. Magnus Gilded. I now call upon the counsels for the prosecution and the defense to declare their willingness to proceed. This vampire-ass dude. The prosecution is fully prepared. The prosecution is fully prepared. That must be the Reaper of the Bailey. He really does look fully prepared to dispatch his next poor victim to the underworld. Counsel for the defense. You appear to be... Eastern. Do you speak English? Huh? Oh, yeah, of course. Sorry. But he asked if the defense was ready. And I couldn't be further from ready if I tried. He looks cool, though. Those eyes please me. Nipponese. They shroud your fear, your doubt, your trepidation. They run wild, clinging sometimes to some phantom notion of courage. The quintessential look of a sacrificial lamb. A cold shiver just ran down my spine, all the way to the tips of my toes. No, Mr. McGilded? Yes, my lord. You stand accused of murder. A capital offense. You could be sent to the gallows if found guilty. Are you quite sure you wish to entrust your defense to this foreigner? As I've always said, my lord, it is a grand thing to give opportunities to the young. Even if the fella is a student from some little island off in the Far East. Is it not the British way to ignore the danger of yourself? Give yours less fortunate a fair chance? I like to think that acts of chivalry do the great British Empire proud. Listen to Mr. McGilded. What a fine gentleman London has in him. Did you hear that he donated £5,000 to the government the other day? Mother, please may we go play in McGilded Park? It seems as though everyone in the public gallery is firmly behind Mr. McGilded. Ah, that's definitely welcoming news. And he certainly has a way with words. Surprised he couldn't convince anyone to defend him.
Oh, I'm giving you a heads up.
Thank you. We back.
There we go.
Eloquently put, Mr. McGilded, in the most laudable sentiments. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I'm sure I need hardly remind you that you 6 members of the public have been selected for your impartiality. Are you ready to proceed? Oh my gosh, this is so new. How many voices am I gonna have to do? Oh my god. Alright.
Okay. What's the voice? What's gonna be that voice?
I'm thinking on it right now.
Yes, my lord. If the task is to send martyrs to the gallows where they belong, I'm more than ready.
There you go.
Oh boy. At the mana. No. Oh.
So I need to start going.
Oh, you gotta go now?
Yeah.
You're gonna leave me with all these voices.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Did you eat?
Yeah. But I have to help packing. You remember that we are preparing the house to get painted and sold. So I have to, like, my husband came here to let me know, like, hey, everyone already finished eating. I'm gonna rest for a little bit, but we have to pack. And I'm like, great.
Gotta work
like
now. Well, thank you for coming in, chilling with me, talking, vibing.
Oh, thank you so much for inviting me.
You're welcome. You're always invited. Always.
Awesome. I'll talk to you then later, okay?
Okay. You have a great night, alright?
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Shout out to An. We love An in this household. this household we live on. All right. Here we go. I'm going to be struggling. I'm going to be struggling. Let's go. At the manor, his lordship always says we should dispose of rubbish properly. Promptly. Naturally, I agree. Any criminal here will soon be wishing they'd never set eyes on me. Oh, she didn't even say nothing. I feel a chill. Oh, don't mind me, my dears. I'll just be getting on with my knitting. Must finish these mitts for my grandson. Ah, Mr. Naruhodo. Those people are... The jury. Yeah. That's something we don't have in Japan yet. This is the first time experience. That's right. I've only ever read about it. But here, in Great Britain, the court's final verdict depends on the opinions of these 6 jurors. The judge passes sentence according to the law, but the jurors determine guilt based on common sense. So the defendant is ultimately judged from 2 completely different points of view. But how exactly do the jurors give their verdict? That I don't know, but I'm sure it will become clear as the trial progresses. Yeah. Prosecutor Van Zieks. My lord. Oh boy. It's been a number of years since we've seen you here in the courtroom. I thought you renounced your fame. I'm known as the Reaper of the Bailey, my lord. Infamy rather than fame, I would say. But yes, 5 years have passed since I last spread my wings in this capacity. So, what brings you back? Is there some change of circumstance of which the court should be aware? Oh, he's got a sword as well. I leave that to your imagination, my lord. So the Reaper has been out of action for 5 years? Why did he have to choose today of all days to make a comeback? Don't lose heart, Mr. Naruhodo. As you wish, sir. The court nevertheless welcomes your return. Now then, opening statements, I think. A summary of the case, if you please. Certainly, my lord. As your lordship is aware, this is a case of overwhelming simplicity. You must be the only ones in here who weren't aware. The incident took place in the late evening. 3 days passed. The hour was some minutes after 10. Oh. The victim was a maker of a building bricks known in the community as Thrice Fired Mason. Sorry? Thrice. He was a very accomplished craftsman. The bricks he fired were said to be almost indestructible. Oh. The victim's corpse was discovered in an omnibus in service of the streets of London at the time. A dagger that had been thrust into the victim's abdomen is believed to be the ultimate cause of death. Here is the autopsy report from the investigating medical officer at Scotland Yard. Thank you, counsel. I shall accept that in the photograph as evidence. Oh, they have colored photographs here. Autopsy. A report prepared by Scotland Yard coroner. It gives the cause of death as the internal hemorrhaging as a result of single stab wound to the abdomen. Photograph. Crime scene photo. Photograph of the victim taken on the omnibus. The knife in his abdomen is clearly visible, but his face is partly obscured from view by an old oak. Look at that. And one further item of evidence. The prosecution wishes to submit these as well. And these are... Good lord! Is that blood, counsel? Yes, my lord. Seized by a policeman who arrived at the scene. These gore-soaked gloves were taken from the hands of the accused when he was arrested. What? Excuse me, what, bro? They were on your hands? Mr. McGilda's gloves had blood on them? Yes, I'll accept these as evidence as well. The leather gloves the defendant was wearing at the time of the incident. There's a blood stain on the right glove. How did I get involved in this? I'm backed into a corner before I've even started. Continuing. According to the driver of the omnibus, there were only 2 passengers traveling inside this vehicle at the time. Only 2. Obviously, one of those passengers was the deceased brickmaker, Mr. Mason. The other was the accused, Magnus McGilded. Look at you being all fancy. Well, rather damning circumstances to say the least. Defendant, what say you? Well, of course. I have no recollection of such a thing. Mr. McGilded! To be sure, I rode the omnibus that evening. But wherever I'm in the carriage, I'm taken with a fierce tiredness, and I always succumb to it. Are you claiming to have been full asleep? Tis the motion of the carriage, my lord. Lieutenant so 'tis. And when I opened my eyes again, 'twas a desperate sight before me. The body of a man I've never laid eyes on before in me life. Not an excuse. What good-hearted soul would have rushed to help a fella bleeding from his stomach? I wasn't about to start worrying about big gloves now, was I? I reached out to give the man a hand. So the blood got onto the gloves then, after the man had been killed. Unfortunately, that statement of the drivers is only the beginning. What? That's not all of it? There were multiple witnesses to the precise moment at which the bridgemaker was fatally stabbed. This is not looking good already. Order! 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 When the killing took place, only the victim and the accused were inside the carriage, and there were witnesses to the crime. This is not the case of compelling evidence. It's the nail in the coffin for the accused. Thank you, counsel. The circumstances of the crime have been made quite clear. I think we will hear testimony from these witnesses first of all. Your wish is my command. Bailiff, bring the witnesses at once. Oh my gosh. 3 witnesses, here we go. Witnesses, your names and occupations. My name is, well, everyone calls me Beppo. I drive an omnibus in the East End. Bruce Fairplay. I'm a banker in the city. My name's First. Lady First. Make hats for gents. Ladies first. Alright, I get that one. Let's begin by confirming the facts. 3 days ago, at a certain time after 10 o'clock in the evening, all of you present in the stand were in an omnibus and witness to the aforementioned incident. Is that correct?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Quite right.
Yes, sir. That's right, sir. Very well then.
Let's proceed with your formal testimonies, please. Each of you will tell the court precisely what you saw. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. What the witnesses saw. Here we go.
It was the last bus of the evening, so I had a few customers. Oh, I remembered it well.
The victim and the man accused of killing him were sat next to each other inside the bus. Then out of the blue, the accused just reached over and plunged a knife right into his guts.
Oh, that's right. He stabbed him. I screamed, I did. Couldn't help it. As soon as I heard the scream, I stopped the bus. And then I saw it too.
You just take his belt off? I'm gonna be suffering with these voices, bro. I'm gonna be suffering with these voices. Unambiguous testimony, I must say. Exactly, my lord. These men witnessed the incident in the omnibus with their own eyes. I'd like to ask a question, if I may. Yes, counsel. Well, this testimony makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever. Why not? Well, the incident took place inside a moving carriage, didn't it? As has been clearly stated from the outset, yes. Well, in that case... Ha! How could those two witnesses possibly have seen what happened? There's no way that they could have just seen it. The inside of a moving carriage. Oh boy. This is not a good impression. This is not a good impression. How quaint. I'd read that civilization in the Instant Islands was a good century behind our own. But you're here in London yourself. Are you really so ignorant about our omnibuses? Huh? Tell me, my Nipponese friend, have you even traveled in an omnibus? Well, no. We only arrived in London this morning. No matter. I've arranged for us to all see for ourselves. The actual scene of the crime, that is. What? What do you mean? The actual scene? How? A carriage is designed to be moved, after all. Presumably you understand that much? Yeah. The omnibus in which this bloody crime took place is here today. In this very building. What? Here? What? The entire carriage? Bailiff! Bring forth the stricken omnibus. Y'all brought the whole thing in here? Y'all brought the whole thing in here. What? So that's an omnibus. The omnibus. I can't believe they could bring something so enormous in here. Great Britain's courtrooms are amazing. As you can see, the omnibus is pulled by 2 horses and carry up to 8 passengers. 4 passengers seated inside the enclosed cabin, and another 4 on the rooftop deck above. Every Londoner knows that the best views of the city's architecture and sights are to be had from the top of an omnibus. And I should point out to our foreign guests, there's a window down below, there's a skylight in the roof, allowing a view of the interior from the seats above. Ah, skylight. Oh,
The penny drops at last, I see. These two gentlemen were occupying the rooftop seats on this omnibus when the murder took place. That is how they came to witness the grim incident. Through the skylight.
That makes perfect sense. Well, counsel, this is a first. In all my years behind the bench, I've never experienced the crime scene itself being brought inside the courtroom. His wig is falling off?
There are a number of important clues remaining inside the carriage, my lord. I would like to submit the omnibus itself as evidence. That is the prosecution's wish.
Ah. Very well. I see no reason why not. This omnibus is hereby fully accepted as evidence. The omnibus itself. The 8-seater omnibus that was the scene of the crime. There were passengers both inside the carriage and on the roof deck that night. I can't believe it. The entire crime scene itself entered as evidence. Yes, Great Britain is simply extraordinary. I could help myself a lot by giving that omnibus a thorough examination, seeing as it's here. Let us continue with proceeding then. Your cross-examination, counsel.
Pray, don't expect this Nipponese stray to understand the intricacies of the British court's cross-examination rights. Alright. My first cross-examination in a British court. Let's do this. Focus, Ryu. Focus. Let's do this. What the witnesses saw.
Before I do anything, hold on. I need to look at the evidence. Okay. Name, thrice fried Mason, 54. Occupation brickmaster. Time of death, 15th February, 10:11 p.m. Stabbed once in the abdomen with a knife while journeying an omnibus. Internal hemorrhaging resulting from trauma. Okay. That's a deep wound. Right in the center of his chest. That's a deep wound, okay? Full color too. So he was sitting on an edge seat. Leather gloves. There's a stain on my right glove. Okay. This is definitely blood, isn't it? Not the most pleasant sight to be confronted with on our first day in London. Well, nothing will come of us grumbling now. No. By the way, is Mr. McGilded right-handed? Yes, I believe so. He was playing with a coin in his right hand earlier. Pity. Well, he'd been left-handed. I think blood on either glove would be fairly incriminating, really. Yeah, that wouldn't matter. Okay. Is there anything else? Is there anything inside the gloves? No. Oh boy. Alright. Let's look at this. So, this is the roof deck of the omnibus. Oh, you must have a wonderful view of London streets from up here. So people sit all the way up here on bitter winter nights with the cold air rushing past them? And you have to pay money to do so? Can't imagine how cold it must feel. That just made me think of something horrible. Can you imagine being dragged around the city in the freezing cold as a punishment? Bro, perhaps that is the real price the real price you pay to stay out late. Okay. That's the door. License plate. Phoenix Wright Omnibus? Hello? Hello? Capcom? Okay. Okay, I'm not seeing anything on the outside here. So he rides from up here, the driver. Okay, repeat text. I'm not seeing anything up there. Alright, let's open this bad boy up. Well, let's open the door and go inside, shall we? Need of a murder. It's horrible. Let's do this. What are we looking at here? What are we looking at? Ah, that's a poster for the great exhibition that's due to start 6 months from now. There's a lot of focus being drawn to Crystal Tower, the centerpiece of the whole exposition. Ooh, the Crystal Tower. It's under construction already, I believe. People all over London must be fizzing with excitement at the prospect of such a grand event. Okay. This seat looks reasonably soft. It's actually rather hard when you sit on it. And only just wide enough for 2 gentlemen to sit side by side, really. Of course. An English gentlewoman would be dressed in such finery. It would be quite impossible for her to climb up to the roof deck, so she would have to be seated in here. A woman in a kimono would have the same problem. Women's clothes are very impractical, aren't they? Yeah. But they do be looking good. Seems the seat has a handle, it seems. What's in there? What's in there? Luggage. Looks like all sorts of equipment that might be needed to keep the omnibus running. Feeding tubs, tools of repair wheels, blankets, horseshoeing tools. So it's a storage compartment for the coachman to keep his things, it seems. There doesn't seem to be any space for passengers to stow their luggage, that's for sure. Well, I don't imagine it would be very convenient for that purpose anyway. Okay, I'm not seeing anything in there. Close that back up. Ah, that's a poster for the great... Oh, yeah, okay. It's quite a large skylight, isn't it? Yes. Quite large enough to afford a good view into the cabin from the roof deck. There doesn't seem to appear to be a handle or catch of any description. So I suppose it can't be opened from the inside of the cabin at least. So you can't get in from the... Can't get in like that. Interesting. But there's the blood. That's blood that's soaked into the seat. The victim's obviously. Yes, and that seat would clearly be visible from the roof deck. Would you really stop somebody in full view of the other passengers like that? I wonder. Well, it was after dark, and there was a lamp on it here, so perhaps the culprit couldn't see anything outside through the skylight. Whichever way you look at it, doesn't seem like it was a planned attack. Doesn't seem like it was planned. Is there anything else I'm missing here? Let's open that back up. Can't see anything in there. Nothing of importance. Maybe. Yeah. Nothing important. Okay. Have you seen enough? Let's step back outside then. Alright. We do not have shit. It was the last bus of the evening, so I had a few customers. I remember it well. Hold it! Hold it! Yeah. I think it was sometime after 10, wasn't it? Oh, yes, sir. That's quite right. Oh, yeah, I can move around. That's quite right, sir. Yes, ever so cold. It was freezing, in fact. Okay. And you had 4 passengers on board at the time. Is that correct? Yes, sir. That's right, sir. Not all traveling in the same parts of the bus, of course, no. Okay, no differences. And there was no other passengers when the incident took place? No one alighted, for example? You're quite right, sir. No other passengers like that, sir. None. So nobody fled the scene of the crime then. I have to say, the boss insists on running it, he does. Every evening that last bus of the day. Okay. Huh. But I do wonder sometimes if it's altogether worthwhile. Yes. Sorry to say. What do you mean by that? Well, what with it being so cold and everything? I'm only making 20 pence on the run, you see. Yes, I spend that much at the pub on the way home, just trying to warm up again. Poor you. The victim and the man accused of killing him were sat next to each other on the bush. And you saw them through the skylight in the roof of the carriage? That's right. When you sit up at the top of the deck, the window's right there at your feet. There was a lamp on inside, so I had a pretty good view. The 2 of them were wearing hats, and I couldn't exactly make out their faces. But there's not a shred of doubt in my mind that it was Mr. McGilded. That's not his suit. That's not McGilded's suit. How can you be so sure? Well, how can I put it politely? Mr. McGilded is a gentleman of rather small stature. I couldn't have mistaken him for anyone else. Let's not forget that when the vehicle came to a halt, the only people inside the enclosed cabin were the deceased Mr. Mason and Mr. McGilded. There's no room for doubt here. I really wish there was. Then, out of the blue, the accused just reached over and plunged a knife right into his guts. You actually saw the exact moment it happened? Didn't I already testify to that? Or our fair dinkum, hard-working city bankers, not considered trustworthy these days. No, I didn't mean that. This is no good. I really got his back up. Perhaps you could just tell us what you saw in a little more detail, if that's... My lord! Juror number 3. What's the meaning of this? My mind is made up, my lord. Completely and under me made up. Made up about what? I don't like the stinking rich. Never have. They're always up to something or other that they shouldn't be. Every one of them. And that little leprechaun of a man is no exception. Well, he can't fool me. Oh! There's no point wasting time listening to any more of this. That's my opinion on the matter anyway. Whoa! Whoa! That is precisely what I was about to say. As a foreman of the jury, it's my duty to set a good example to my fellow jurors. Y'all voting already? What is happening here? Let me see. Yes. It seems that's how the members of the jury give their verdicts. With fire? Apparently so, yes. White for innocent and black for guilty. As the 6 members of the jury make up their minds about the case, one by one, they cast a ball of fire into the great scales of justice as we saw a moment ago. So, if those enormous scales fall completely to the black side, does that mean... Let's do our very best to make sure that doesn't happen. Oh, shit. Now I'm even more worried than I was before. They can just vote like that off rip. Very well then. The court acknowledges the change in the jury's stance. Counsel for the defense, please continue with your cross-examination. This is a nightmare. Oh boy, we are cooked. That's right. He stabbed him. I screamed, I did. Couldn't help it. He stabbed him, you say? And you were sitting up on a roof deck, were you? Yes, quite right, sir. I was up on the roof seats. I remember seeing the little gent sitting next to the little fellow that was stabbed. I'd have been thinking about a new hat design, you see, so I was just gazing absent-mindedly around. That hat does not fit on you, bro. But then I happened to look down through the skylight. Oh, it was sticking right out of his belly. That huge, great knife. A grim sight indeed. That didn't help me at all. The jury looks like they're even more convinced my client did it than ever before. Oh my gosh, bro. That appears to have made everyone even more dubious that Mr. McGilded is telling the truth. If only we had some evidence to counter their suspicions.
Mr. First!
Oh, yes, sir?
Is this the knife you saw?
Oh, good grief. Yes, that's it. That very one, sir. Is that?
Yes, counsel. This is the blade that was driven into the victim's belly like a stake through the heart.
It is a blade of considerable size, counsel.
It is, and furthermore, the scabbard is emblazoned prominently with a certain initial. The letter M, which seems oddly familiar.
Oh, please no.
M? For Magnus, perhaps? Or McGilded, possibly. Take your pick. It seems this particular big name in London made a magnificent mistake. You like my M's?
Oh, but there are M's everywhere. Like, yes, like in Mason.
Objection!
That's not fool. This blade is far too extravagant for a poor brickmaker to have owned. No, this weapon of murder upper certainly belongs to the accused.
Not conclusive, but certainly compelling, counsel. Well, we have that as evidence now. My lord, if you'll forgive the interruption.
Your juror number 2, go on.
Mr. McGilded is a pillar of society and a gentleman. And a gentleman's word should be sacrosanct. However... Oh my gosh. Those of us in service know we must accept hard truths. Wait. What are you about to do? Dispose of the rubbish.
Fuck, bro.
No. I don't wish to cause offense, but I do like to eradicate all traces of filth and grime. Oh. Halt it. Oh my gosh, okay. I have painstakingly typed every word uttered here today and cross-referenced all the facts. As such, I am now in a position to draw the only logical conclusion. No! Not again, bro. That's 4 out of 6 jury members who've proposed a guilty verdict. There are only 2 left. We've had it. Every time I press these witnesses for information, I just make the situation worse. Nevertheless, what we need more than anything at the moment is more information. We're still very much in the dark. I suppose I'll just have to keep pressing the witnesses, knowing that more sparks may well fly. We mustn't give up. We mustn't give up hope that we'll uncover something that will give us a way to fight back. But, alright. I'll keep trying. I can't give up. I just need to keep calm and listen to the witnesses' statements again. Okay. As soon as I heard the scream, I stopped my bus, and then I saw it too.
Hold it!
What exactly did you see? Oh, well, sir, that would be the passenger, sir. Yes. Collapsed on the floor, he was. On the floor? And by the passenger, obviously, you are referring to the victim, Mr. Mason, the brickmaker. And then the other passenger had that knife in his hand like this. By the other passenger, obviously, you are referring to the accused, Mr. Magnus McGildet. And then he plunged it down like this, stabbing the other passenger in the belly. What? How did you see that? My lord... Wait, I forgot it. I forgot his voice. My lord, I wish to speak. Yes, juror number 5, do I take it that you too? As the master of the London Guild of Coachmen, the idea of a murder being committed in one of the city's carriages is utterly abhorrent to me. It wouldn't be right to make a decision before hearing all the facts, though, I said to myself. Oh my gosh, but I've heard enough now. The horse has bolted, as they say. No, please, just keep an open mind. Gee up now, Silver Blaze. The finish is in sight. Beppo is a long-standing member of the guild, and I trust what the man says. Oh, thank you, sir. You're too kind, sir. This is too unkind, sir. Which now means that 5 jurors agree to condemn this man. Old lady, please. Madam Juror number 6. Yes, dear? What can I do for you? You have heard the testimonies of the witnesses in the stand. Oh yes, I certainly have. Still got my hearing, you know? Then, pray tell, why are you yet to pronounce your lenient? Well, dear, thing is, I'm a creature of habit, me. I always go to the park at around this time of day, and sit on a nice bench to get on with my knitting. There's a lovely little park just near where I live. The Goated Park, it's called. The gentleman donated it to the city, you know. To put a smile on Londoners' faces, he said. I can't imagine such a fine young gentleman would have it in him to take another man's life. Thank you, Granny. He's always doing wonderful things for the city. That's right. A man like him wouldn't stop in those ones. It's early. Mother, we may go to the Goated Public Library later and borrow some more books. He has a library too. How many Londoners live with their heads in the clouds? Do you people not know? What kind of a man Magnus McGildet really is? Ooh! What kind of a man is he? Is this his theme? The philanthropist, Magnus McGildet, has enough wealth to purchase the entire city he claims to value so highly.
But where did all that wealth come from? Your client is a Shylock, sir, and one with the very darkest of souls.
What?
Stone the crows. McGilded lends money at extortionate rates of interest, so his victims have no hopes of repaying him. When they default, he takes possession of everything they own. He is a vulture that preys on the weak.
I've never heard any mention of that before.
Your faculties haven't deserted you, I'm sure, madam. So, has this thought not crossed your mind? Would a man wealthy enough to buy London in its entirety not have a carriage of his own? What possible reason could this man have had to make use of a public omnibus service?
You're not lying. He's a rich man. Why would he do that? He's a rich man. Why would he do that? He's a rich man. Why would he do that? Oh boy. His theme is tough. His theme is tough.
What possible reason could this man...
You're not saying that
The victim, a poor brickmaker, had next to nothing to his name, save considerable financial liability. It will come as to no surprise that his creditor was the accused, Magnus McGilded.
Oh my gosh.
But let it also be known that the very day Mr. Mason was killed was the final repayment date for his debts.
Oh my gosh. Good gracious.
The brickmaker was destitute. He had lost his house. He had not a shilling with which to repay his debts. And in the end, this pitiful soul had the very last thing he owned taken from him. His life. By the merciless philanthropist, pretender, Magnus McGilded.
I don't believe it. Thank you, Sue. If I might add something briefly, Miss Sue, you claim that the victim had been lent money by Mr. McGilded. But where's the evidence to support that claim?
Why bother? Pray, forgive the discourtesy of filling my hallowed chalice. And if courtier's not in the court of law.
There it is. Lord Von Seek's hallowed chalice. Oh, you're a fan of that? He has a signature? He has a signature move? How can this be considered acceptable?
But I find myself in unexpectedly good humor. I had heard ladies from the Far East could show great courage, but I didn't expect to experience it myself.
As judicial assistant to the defense, I'm simply doing my job.
What a pity that your displays of courage is in vain. This is the debtor's ledger, which details all monies loaned by the accused.
You're a loan shark, bro.
You will find the victim's name clearly recorded inside.
Oh.
Allow me to present this ledger as evidence. And pray forgive the discourtesy of raising my chalice and a toast to the enigmatic East at the same time. A marvelous toast, counsel. I will gladly accept this new evidence.
Oh my gosh, we're getting cooked, bro. We're getting cooked. We're getting cooked so badly. We're getting cooked so badly, bro. We're getting cooked so badly, bro. This isn't right. This isn't right. This isn't right, bro. what is going on. A catalog of people who had borrowed money from the defendant at a high rate of interest. It includes the victim, who owed 20 guineas. And you were trying to give me that shit. Ah, yes. 20 guineas. The victim owed a considerable sum. And the accused made certain, quite certain, he had ample recompense. Oh. Well, it would seem I've had the wool pulled over my eyes. No, Granny, please. Granny, please. Regrettably, madam, that is the modus operandi of the accused. And it's such a pretty little park, too. What a scoundrel! Fuck. Fuck. Still. Maybe it's all for the best. Wait a minute. Let's think about this a little more before. I don't stand for nonsense. Bro. Did we lose already? That was it. Last juror's decision. It's not over till it's over, though. We still have to judge. We still have to judge, right? According to this encyclopedia of British law, all members of the jury have concluded that the defendant is guilty. Court proceedings are suspended, and the presiding judge will deliver the final verdict and sentence. That's what it says here. Oh, the final verdict? It's over then. Oh. There's a footnote, though. Footnote? However, the defense... All 6 members of the jury are now in agreement in this case. Allow me to convey my respect for your swift and righteous decision. According to the laws of this country, I will now conclude the trial by delivering my final verdict. I trust there are no objections? Oh, fuck. Sue, please finish your sentence. Sue, please finish your sentence, please. Miss Sue, just tell me one thing. Please. Oh, yes. You were in the middle of saying something before. The footnote in your encyclopedia of British law. However, the defense... What did it say next? Please? Oh, yes, of course. One moment. When all members of the jury have concluded that the defendant is guilty, court proceedings are suspended, and the presiding judge will deliver its final verdict and sentence. Then the footnote says, however, the defense has the right to demand a summation examination of the jurors at this point. We can examine the jurors. A summation. Examination?
Objection!
A summation examination? From which century has that tomb you have there been resurrected? Judging from the binding, I would say that book is at least 50 years old. Any modern text on British law wouldn't even give such an antiquated procedure a mention. It's a relic, long forgotten, and certainly no longer practiced. So you're out of luck. Oh. What even is it, Miss Sato? This so-called summation examination? Oh, one moment, and I'll read about it. We need everything we can get.
You would demand the right to a procedure before you even understand what it entails? Typical Nipponese. Alright, Mr. Naruhodo, I think I understand. It seems that under this procedure we will be able to appeal to the members of the jury. To do what, exactly? Appeal to them to change their leaning and reverse their decisions, and it says here that if successful, the proceedings of the trial must be resumed. Make them reverse their decisions. Yes, in times gone by, barristers would use a summation examination to attempt to influence the jury's decision. But that procedure became something of a formality with no practical benefit, really. So it rather fell out of use. I wonder why. Because it was devoid of purpose. Changing just one member of the jury's mind would be hard enough, let alone several. No self-respecting defense barrister would even assert his right to try in this day and age. Still, this is all we got. I don't see any other mention of the procedure actually being formally revoked. What are you suggesting? I'm suggesting that, although it may be antiquated and largely forgotten, it isn't yet extinct. What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo? Summation examination. Our last possible option. Do we assert our right to carry it out or admit defeat? We gotta go for it, bro. Balls deep. Balls deep. The defense wishes to assert its right to a summation examination, my lord.
Objection!
London is the capital city of the most powerful nation on earth. We have a duty to the world to exemplify the very highest standards of judicial procedure. Summation examinations are an embarrassment that should have been buried.
Objection!
But if it's our right, it's our right. I believe it could prove vital in this trial. The defense's petition is perfectly valid. The court will proceed with the summation examination. This is madness. Foreman, are you and the remainder of the jury ready? Well, I'm not, Y'all weren't expecting this. There was no mention of this in the letter I received, you know, so... All members of the jury will be asked to explain on what grounds they have reached their decision. On what grounds? You must all justify your decisions and explain why you believe the defendant to be guilty. Well, my lord, you're rather putting us on the spot. This is most irregular. No mention was made of this before. I don't really hold with all this justifying lark. Yeah. That seemed to have thrown the jurors off. It seems none of them have experienced this before. Alright then, the summation examination. Let's go. A defense procedure no practicing lawyer has attempted for years. Is it? Well, just maybe. It might be the opportunity we've been looking for to turn this trial around. So be it then, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. The court hereby calls upon you to state the grounds on which you define the defendant, Magnus McGildy, guilty of this most serious crime. Let's go. Judicial findings. The jurors' contentions. There was no one else inside the carriage at the time, so it had to have been him. I trust the driver. He has an excellent memory. It seems 4-passenger, with fares totally 20 pences. He stuck the chop next to him just like this. Brazen, I must say, absolutely brazen. I have simply typed and collated all his statements, made thus far, and drawn a logical conclusion. You can trust the guild. Fair fares is our motto. You haven't raised prices above 4 pence for years.
The scoundrel! Stabbing that poor man on the floor. It beggars belief.
He wasn't on the floor, though. I'm starting to wish I hadn't pushed for this, though.
Some of the jurors don't seem to have wonderfully formed arguments, though, do they?
No, they don't. Well, let's see what we can do. We need to get these 6 people to change their minds. I have to throw everything I can at them and use some very persuasive language.
Just a moment, Mr. Naruto. According to my book, that's not quite how it works.
Oh?
I thought I was gonna have to thaw their icy minds with some heartwarming rhetoric about the defendant. Unfortunately, once the jurors have decided the defendant is guilty, they're unlikely to heed anything the defense says. But then, they've reached their conclusions by their own reasoning, you see. Your pleas will sound like excuses. In fact, it could recoil on you. The more you try to persuade them, the more entrenched they may become. Then what am I supposed to do? Oh dear. I'm just citing what I've read about British law, Mr. Naruto.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Do you have any idea how to make this work, then?
Well, from what I can understand, the key to this procedure is using the jurors' own words to make your arguments.
What do you mean?
Well, the six members of the jury are randomly selected members of the public. They may appear to present a united front, but the truth is, they are complete strangers who just happen to find themselves all.
Let me stop before I kill my voice.
Thank you for the raid, Rue. How you doing? How you doing? What was you doing? What was you playing?
Who's that old lady? Oh, that's one of the jurors that I'm going against right now. Little Nightmares? A banger. Okay. How was it? How was stream? It's pretty alright. That's good, man. That's good. Glad you had a great stream. Well, thank you for raiding. Everybody welcome in. Right now we're fucked. Right now we're fucked. To put y'all up to speed, let me break it down for y'all. Alright. Wait, yeah, let me pull up the court record. Here we go. Alright. So us, Ryunosuke, and Sue, we are defending Magnus McGilded, who is accused of murder right now. Murdering this man, thrice fried Mason. They were murdered in something called the Omnibus, which is this right here. They were stabbed in the chest. McGilded had these gloves on at the time, and there's blood on them. There was a knife, and apparently, McGilded he's a loan shark. So, and this dude was one of the people that had a debt to him, and that's apparently
the motive for murder because his payment date was coming to an end. So the only way for him to pay now was for his life. That's the motive that the prosecutor, Barack Von Zieks, is giving us right now. We have 3 witnesses to the crime. The driver and these 2 dudes who were sitting at the top here. They have a skylight view of what happened. And right now, all 6 of the jurors here, they fucked me over, and they all think he's guilty. So now I'm trying to convince them with the summation examination. We're about to get into that right now. Whoa. We're about to get into that right now and try to convince the jurors to change their opinion. So yeah, that's what's going on right now. We're fucked. We're starting at the bottom. He looks guilty. Listen, man, listen. My client... That's all I have to say. Oh, we are so fucked. But we're defending him. So we gotta see this through. Oh, plus, for background information, this is our test to be recognized as lawyers in this country. This is our test that the Lord Chief Justice gave us. So yeah, that's all the information to catch all up. And now we're about to commence the summation examination. So let me go back a few minutes in the text. Let's see. Let me go back right here. They've reached their conclusions by their own reasoning. You see, your pleas will sound like excuses. In fact, it could recoil on you. The more you try to persuade them, the more entrenched they may become. Then what on earth am I supposed to do? Oh dear, I'm just citing what I've read about British law, Mr. Naruhodo. Right. I'm sorry. Do you have any idea how to make this work then? Well, from what I can understand, the key to this procedure is using the jurors' own words to make your arguments. What do you mean? Well, the 6 members of the jury are randomly selected members of the public. They may appear to present a united front, but the truth is, they're complete strangers who just happen to find themselves here in this courtroom together. And that's the way to break them down, you mean? Mr. Naruhodo, yes. Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney is a series of puns. All the characters' names are puns. Yes, exactly. You must listen very carefully to what each member of the jury says, and see if we can identify any contradictory statements. If we can contrast the statements and pit the corresponding jurors against each other. I see. So it's contradictions in what 2 or more jurors say that we're looking for. In a way, then, this is similar to a regular cross-examination. Oh! Yes, I suppose you're right. Breathe, Ryu. You got this, breathe. Find contradictions in their statements, and pit the jurors against one another to break them down. Alright? I might be able to pull this off. No, that's not right. I have to pull this off. Let's go. Can we start proceedings, counsel? I would ask that you take the stand for this. I'm expecting a clear and concise rebuttal. Yes, my lord. Jury examination, let's go. The defense's rebuttal. There was no one else inside the carriage at the time, so it had to have been him. Let me save. Hold on, let me save real quick. Oh, that wasn't the button I wanted. Certainly, the testimonies we've suggested. Certainly, the testimonies we've heard suggest the victim and Mr. McGilded were alone inside the cabbage. Precisely my point. But could there be some other explanation? Something we haven't considered yet? Such as? Well, perhaps, that's something we could all work on together now. Now, listen here, Sonny. Maybe you don't know how things work around here because you're from foreign climes. But we're here to inform our opinions as individuals. And I have. Oh dear. Oh, this is a banger track. Hold on. He doesn't appear to be in the mood to consider an alternative point of view, does he? No. I'm gonna have to pit the jurors against one another, like Susato-san said. Finding contradictions in these 6 people's assertions is the only way I'm gonna succeed. Alright. Let me save. G. Alright. Okay, we've heard what he said. I trust the driver. He has an excellent memory, it seems. 4 passengers with fares totaling 20 pence. Let's just press everything first. See everything they have to say. But does his ability to recall his takings that night really tell us how trustworthy the man is? I manage all his lordship's cash fares, so I'm very particular when it comes to accounts. Let's see. A single penny can mean the difference between life and death, after all, can it? That's a saying in your country? My point is, a man who mans his figures is a man you can trust. Those of us in service will swear to that, sir. Does that bench really need any more polishing? So, if the good driver says that he saw Mr. McGilded in the act, I don't doubt him. The only task left for today is disposing of the rubbish. Wait a minute. One of the other jurors mentioned something about the money, I think. Now would be a very good time to listen carefully to the jurors' statements again, Mr. Naruto. If you notice an inconsistency in what 2 different jurors are saying, I should expose it by pitting them against each other, right? Yeah, let's see if I can do that. I'm gonna keep going though, He stuck the chop right next to him, just like this. Brazen, I must say. Absolutely brazen. Get careful, you can hurt the lady next to you. You're a fine one to talk. What is that sword hanging out from your waist, hmm? No, that's just my battered soul. Well, anyway. I despise anyone with too much money. You're biased. They're all the same. All stabbing some brickmaker or other behind the scene. You mark my words. That seems very unlikely, doesn't it? Are you mad, man? See what I did there? We know that small shorty is a rotten Shylock. Well, yeah, that does seem to be the case, but... Well, Mr. Naruto, please be careful what you say. If he's been trying to squeeze money out of us, less fortunate. Then as far as I'm concerned... he's as guilty as sin. The man can hang. Oh, hold on. Come to think of it. Didn't one of the other jurors have something to say about the defendant's underhanded activities? If you thought of something, don't let it go. Test your theory. Yeah, I get it. I just want to press everything. I just want to press everything. It's tradition. It's tradition. What have you been doing all this time? What have you been doing all this time? There. I should have thought it was obvious. I'm recording everything that takes place as part of these proceedings. And What have you learned from that? For example, at this moment of time, the judge has used his gavel 11 times in total. The prosecution has snorted derisively at your remarks 7 times in total. And, I might add, each time you have gawped like a simpleton. Thank you. What's the point? So anyway, madam, are you able to explain why you think the defendant is guilty? That is the conclusion I have drawn as a result of the copious notes I have typed. Clearly, but I'm asking you to explain why you drawn that conclusion. Please don't distract me. It makes it extremely hard to concentrate on my note-keeping. Oh yeah, this is going nowhere. Yeah. She's gonna be one of the last ones. You can trust the guild. Fair fares is our motto. We haven't raised prices about 4 pence for years. Alright, so I'm gonna pit you up against I'm gonna pit you up against her. Oh.
Hold it!
That's how much it costs to take the omnibus? That's right. As a guildmaster, I decided to set a penalty for all drivers across the city. 1 fare, no matter which bus you take or how far you're going. We have to compete with the rise of the motor car, you see. Us coachmen have to make a stand together. Motor cars, you say? Yes, and this murder on one of our buses is extremely damaging to our cause. It's beyond the pale. It'll lead to the decline in passengers, you mark my words. And it's all that rascal's fault. He has to pay. Is it the crime or the buses he's more worried about? I think he's more worried about the money. Anyway, every member of my guild is reliable and trustworthy. So, if the driver says he saw him do it, the fellow in the dock is as guilty as sin. Granny, please. Granny, please. The scoundrel! Stabbing that poor man on the floor? It beggars belief. Juror number 5 looks sus. He does look sus. He look like Mario. I really think you should stop waving that needle around. You heard what the good coachman said before, didn't you? That hideous man stabbed the poor fellow, just like this. Yeah, that's what he said. You're right. The Gilded Park is such a lovely little place, too. I've always enjoyed resting my legs there while I get on with my knitting. I had thought that anyone who donated such a delightful place must be a fine fellow indeed. I suppose I was wrong. Whoever would have thought he was a miserable, murdering moneylender with not a scrap of remorse. Oh, help me. She's a sure that he can be guilty now. That old lady certainly seems to know her mind, doesn't she? Alright. So... yeah, I get it. Just so much easier said and done. Is that perhaps what you were just thinking? How did you know? Well, I took the liberty of doing some research in case you happen to find yourself in such a situation. Shall I read you what I found? It is a little long. No, not right now. I'm good. I know what to do. If I have to rely on a rice right from the start, how will I get on later? No, I need to work this out for myself now. Why are you voice acting for me? Is that perhaps what you were just thinking? How did you know? Well, that sort of attitude is most admirable, Mr. Naruhodo. I know what I have to do. Listen to those assertions one more time. Alright. You and you.
Objection.
Those two statements clearly contradict each other. They do? Explain yourself, Consul. Me? Oh dear, what have I said? I swear on Silver Blaze's main and name, I haven't the first idea what you're talking about. According to the group testimony we've heard so far, there were 4 passengers on the omnibus night in question. And according to the coachman, Mr. Beppo, he took 20 pences in fares. Quite right, I have those precise details typed neatly here in front of me. And juror number 5 also just told us the following. The fare for the omnibus is always 4 pence. That it is, a fair and convenient single price, just the way London's carriages should be operated. But that doesn't add up at all. In fact, it leaves a glaring discrepancy in the facts. Why, man, why? 4 passengers paying 4 pence each. If you do the multiplication, it would be 16 pence. Exactly. As I said, it doesn't add up. The figures are different. By 4 pence, in fact, or precisely 1 person's fare. Oh, I like the confidence, Ryu. Good job. Good job, Ryu. 1 person's fare. Yes. In other words, on the omnibus that night, it's distinctly possible. There was another passenger we've heard nothing about. Good shit, Ryu. Good shit. Good gracious. Good shit, Ryu. This can't be right. Coachman is good, honest men. One and all. Trustworthiness of our watchword. Figures your coachman claims most certainly do not add up, your watchword. Good sir, is a fallacy. I beg your pardon? Mr. Guildmaster, I think you ought to consider that if this trial were to end now, the news will surely spread all over London. The news that one of your coachmen tried to hide the fact that he lets nefarious characters ride his omnibus. Ooh, manipulation. Alright then, how do I make it so this miserable trial doesn't end, Well, according to my book here, you simply launch a ball fire onto the inner side of the set of scales. Now hold your horses there, coachman. We were all in agreement. Shut your bitch ass up. Wait till I get my hands on you, Beppo. Yeah. Switch it over. Switch it over, yeah. This is all very irritating. Begging your pardon, sir. I'm going to do the same. Yes! Yes, that's 2. That's 2. Yes. For the love of Mike! Not you as well. A penny can be the difference between a smile and a tear, after all. I certainly can't put my trust in someone who doesn't follow my exacting standards in financial matters. Oh, really? I, for one, think it's only proper that we hear from the witnesses again. Yes, sir. Oh, well done, Mr. Naruto. You did it. If we can manage to change 2 more jurors' minds, we can force the trial to continue. 2 more. Actually, there is something else that's bothering me about a couple of their assertions. Then that's where you must strike next. So I need to pit 2 more jurors against each other and show there's another contradiction in their assertions. Exactly. You can do it. Well, the scales of justice have shifted, but they still weigh heavy on the side of guilt. Counsel, you have the floor again. Continue with your summation examination. I'm changing my leniency to innocent. I should like to hear what the slipshod bookkeeper has to say for himself. Okay, I can't get none out of you. Beppo, this trial has to continue so I can get the bottom of the corruption. Not guilty, I'd say. Alright. I'm thinking the old lady and you. Old lady and you. Objection! Go ahead. Those 2 statements are completely contradictory. Let's go. What? Explain, counsel. Post haste. Oh, dearie me. I was only knitting a jumper for my other half. What is all this claptrap? What does contradictory even mean, I ask you? Stupid. I'm about to tell you. We've heard from more than one witness that they all allegedly saw the actual moment when the defendant stabbed the victim. Now, out of curiosity, juror number 3. What? Can't you see I'm busy here? How would you say the defendant stabbed the victim? What sort of motion was it? Want to test me, don't you? It was like this. Struck the fellow next to him without even getting up. Just like the Pim Breaker said. Yes, that was Mr. Fairplay's testimony. Quite true. Now then, juror number 6. Oh, is that me? Is it? What can I do for you, young man? How would you say the defendant stabbed the victim, madam? Oh, well, dear, as far as I understand it, it was like this. He stabbed the poor man after he'd collapsed on the floor. The coachman said so. Now don't move. Caught you. Take a look at those 2 doors. Look at them. Look at him. He stuck the fellow next to him without even getting up. And he stabbed the poor man after he collapsed on the floor. Well, I never. They're stabbing in totally different directions. What? Bless my stitches. What a muddle. What this tells us is that there's a strong possibility one of the witnesses isn't telling the truth. Oh. But why? Why the dickens would they lie? I don't know that yet. But what I do know is that if the trial ends at this point, you may never find out. You may never know the real truth. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, can you really let that happen in all good conscience? Lies, you say? Oh, dearie me. Let's go. I can't abide people telling lies. Let's go. The scales. I don't believe it. Let's go. Wait! Now hear this, my fellow jurors, I warn you, you cannot listen to this man. Look at him in his black suit. He's clearly some devious Eastern sorcerer using magic on all of us. So we're going with the magic allegations now? Going with the magic allegations? If I could use magic, do you really think I'd be putting myself through all this? Answer me this, Dark Jinx. Huh? Me? What exactly is the problem? What of it if 2 witnesses have slightly different recollections of events? What of it? Let's say Shylock did stab the victim as he was sat next to him in an omnibus, and this young man, Dandy, saw him do it. And now let's say the victim collapsed on the floor, and then the Shylock stabbed him again, and this old lady saw him do it. Well, what's to say it didn't happen like that, hmm? Who are you calling a dandy, sir? Why, I should take this knife to you. Who are you calling old? Why, I should take this needle to you. They're ready to kill each other now. But could the foreman of the jury be right? Did the 2 witnesses see 2 different moments of the same crime? Hell nah. It's out of the question. Unfortunately, Mr. Foreman. What is it, you Dark Jinx? Come out with it. What you're suggesting is impossible. It's out of the question. What? What are you talking about, man? How can you possibly say that? You do realize I'm only doing my job. As foreman of the jury, I have a responsibility to steer everyone in the right direction. So, where's your evidence, man? That's what we want to see. I say the 2 witnesses saw 2 different moments of the same crime. If you say that's out of the question, show me some proof. Looks like the only way I'm going to convince him is to present him with some he can't dismiss. Some irrefutable hard evidence. As you wish. What? I'll give you the proof. It's out of the question that the two witnesses saw two different moments of the same crime, as proven by... the autopsy report. The autopsy report. He was stabbed once. He got... Yes, sir. This is the victim's autopsy report. According to what's written here, Mr. Mason was stabbed in the abdomen. Only once. Only once? Did you not listen? It's quite simple. The victim was stabbed precisely one time. Which means these witnesses can't possibly have seen it happen 2 different times. Alright. I could see defeat. Yes. Yes, sir. Wait. That means... 4 jurors are now linked and not guilty. We've done it, Mr. Naruhodo. We've won! What are you playing at, you dandy fool? Such a trap, sir. No one deceived me. But we had a consensus. I said such a trap. I know a liar when I see one. And if the chap ever dares cross the threshold of my shop, I'll take this razor-sharp blade and shave every last share of his head. You're a little twisted, sir. Please tell me he's a barber. Well, in quite a remarkable turn of events, the defense's summation examination has flipped the balance of the scales of justice. The jurors now stand at 2 guilty and 4 for not guilty. Accordingly, there is no longer a large enough majority among the jury for me to adjudicate, and the trial must continue. Good shit, Ryu. I hereby ask the defense, prosecution, and witnesses to return to their places. And I call upon all of you to continue to pursue the truth. Yes. No objections from Lord Van Zeek. No objections from him. Interesting. He let it play out. Interesting. It's 9:46. I've streamed for almost 7 hours. My throat is getting really scratchy. Ah, shoot. Oh. Having savored the rich aroma of the calming contents of this hallowed chalice, it may seem crashed to crush it to dust. Pray forgive the discourtesy. Lord Van Zeeks. Is it cold in here or is it just me? As your antiquated tone no doubt says, the prosecution may not speak during the summation examination. Oh, that's why. So I honor a deathly silence and listen to the charade. It seems I overestimated the intelligence of the jury. Well, no matter. There is nothing so hard to prove as a self-evident truth, it would seem. No. And why else would we grace the courtroom with our presence after all? So, let us proceed to the next round of battle. Oh, he took the cape off? Bring forth the witnesses once more. He's getting serious. Let's go. Witnesses. I trust you heard the summation examination we have just had to endure. Oh, yes, sir. That I did.
Of course I heard it.
Oh, yes, I heard it.
You, sir, on the end. The coachman. I believe it's Bebo.
Yes, sir, my lord, sir.
If it transpires that in your previous testimony that you were attempting to veil the presence of a fifth passenger on your envious, you will be found guilty of perjury. You are advised to bear that in mind, sir.
Oh mio Dio.
You're trapped now. Now then, witnesses, I hereby call on you to testify before the court again.
I will stop that right here. Because my voice, my throat. It just got juicy though. We turned the tides. We turned the tides. It got juicy. Let's go. 7 hours. Let's go. Let's see. Oh, Beyonce's on. Let's go. We want to rate Beyonce. Thank y'all for coming through, man. Appreciate it. For those that were around for Kingdom Hearts with me and on, appreciate it. And for those that were here for Ace Attorney, I appreciate it. For now, though, I gotta rest my throat. And I gotta eat. Y'all have a good night, though. I will see y'all when I see y'all, bro. I will see y'all when I see y'all. 99.